Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode of like a Reddit recap of sorts. I'm not sure exactly on the title quite yet while I'm recording, but I'm going to be answering questions that I asked Reddit on r/SSBM, trying to figure out what are things you kind of wanted to ask, but maybe you didn't feel comfortable asking before or you've always been curious about. Okay, our next question is one that I got many versions of, and it's basically asking sort of how does ASDI down work and how am I implementing it in the gameplay. Specifically here I have Ober3 asking, when wondering how people use preemptive ASDI down, is just holding C-stick down while dash dancing or running a common part of people's game plan? Am I crazy to think you should hold C-stick down whenever you do a short hop aerial at Falco at low percent and cancel Z to option select to grab if you get hit by down air? The short answer is yeah, that's not how people are typically doing this. I'll probably right on screen now show some footage of how Zane is moving around dash dancing on FD versus Mango. He is not dash dancing and holding C-stick down like this. That said, you can do this. It's not like it will still work, but the way ASDI down works is that both holding down and down on the control stick will lead to ASDI. And if you guys aren't familiar, super quickly, like when you're crouch canceling, you're both doing ASDI down and what's called like crouch armor. So even just holding control stick down will allow you to get an ASDI down input. And what that means is that if we save these positions and we record, like Fox just does a random short hop nair, one sec, like that, and we play that back, and then we record me. Sorry, let me get it right. The timing is a little tricky because you can see there, that should be good enough. I'll go to frame advance. You can see in this moment, I'm running at Fox, and then I basically go like, oh, I think he's going to attack me. And so you can see like even now not inputting down, the nair comes out, hits me, still not doing it. But then as long as you're holding down before the last frame of hit lag, which now I've started to do, then I will land before Fox does and be actionable. You have 4 frames of landing lag. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm a little slow on the shine. But you can see even though I'm slow, like if I'd been 1 frame earlier, I would have got it. And so you can kind of just more reactively, it's not really reactive, it's like preemptively anticipating a situation where you're like, oh, the opponent is going to like try to do this thing. And I can kind of like expect it and hold down and then get the shine and then kind of go crazy from there. Or if I'm doing like, let's say, just to go back to here, let's say I do a down air and then I'm like, that down air wasn't good, then I can hold down, and if they move into me, as long as I'm below the percents where ASDI down is still working, I will be able to ASDI down that input. So it's a lot of like, I'm someone who uses ASDI down actually a lot, and it's often like I'll run in with a nair and be like, okay, and I end with the crouch input, and then I might do like, so if you look at my inputs, I might do something like this, and like I'm quickly holding down in case that they hit me. So it's basically just like buffering in that input before the last frame of hit lag happens. To answer the specific question of should you hold C-stick down whenever you do a short hop aerial at Falco at low percents and L cancel with Z, I wouldn't recommend that's how you get the grab. There's actually a better method, and basically what it looks like is, I'll switch to like Marth because this is kind of where you see this most often, is let's say we have a situation like this. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. There's a thing, and Axis actually tweeted about this, so I'll pull up that. So Axis said, melee tip of the day, you can land an absurd amount of grabs at low percent by holding ASDI down shield grabs. To do this, hold down the control stick, again, not the C stick, hold shield and mash the A button. So Mewtwo literally made a career off of this, especially when he kind of discovered it earlier, or added it to his play earlier than other people. So what the Fox is doing is something like run in nair, and Martha's like running in, and yes, he could just kind of input the down input and get the grab. But what more often you'll see people do is they will hold the down input, whether that's like while doing the dash dance like this. Oh, I realize I don't have the inputs displayed. While doing the dash dance input, or with the C-stick, or by just kind of holding down. And then they will hold shield and like mash A. And it looks like this. And so I'll just get a recording of that so we can kind of look at it frame by frame again. So, okay. So we'll play that back, we'll do the frame advance thing, and you'll see Martha's dash dancing. Right as the nair is about to hit me, I've started to move into the down input. Because I'm holding ASDI down a low enough percent, I end up being actionable before him. I'm opened up my shield here, and then now I'm like mashing A, and then I get the grab. And I'm a little slow on some of this stuff, but also people aren't acting super frame perfectly either. And this would beat the shielding option as well. So this is, I know from talking with pro players, I know implementing it myself, this is what people are doing. All right, so our next question was actually covered a bit in the little ASDI section that I talked about, but they're basically asking like, what are top player habits that aren't visible but are like kind of preemptive stuff? And there are a lot of these. And again, I'll show some footage of Wizrobe on screen right now where, you know, maybe he's in a tech situation or maybe someone's shining him and he's already preemptively doing a STI input anticipating the shine. A big part of defensive play in general is like knowing that the situation is going to occur ahead of time because they're like, oh, Fox is doing a drill against me. Well, I might as well start to STI against a shine because drill shine against Falcon is really common. So that's part of it. A good example of this that I think is also a good example of an option select is when you are recovering against a person and they do something like a down smash, while you do the up B, you can be inputting a what's it called? A L or R input to do the tech that will look like this. And if they don't do the down smash, that won't happen. Like that input won't mean anything. It would just be the same as if you were to just up B normally. So there are things like that. And again, I will use some visual examples where, you know, they are anticipating something, and if it doesn't happen, like, oh well, you know? And so that's one example of that. Okay, the next question is by Love My '01 Camry. I'm a Toyota fan myself, so nice. If an ICs player can enlighten me, at what part of the down throw does the handoff occur? Before the bounce, during, after? Why is it hard to do on some characters versus others? So it's hard to do on some characters versus others because it's a weight-dependent throw, and you do the handoff after the bounce. You can't tech the little bouncing down throw animation. So we have this is actually Slug doing a grab on Axe, and you can see gets the grab and then does the down throw input here. So presses down, and we can see when does the grab input occur. Right around here, he's got Nana inputting a grab. Pikachu does a little bounce here, ends up in the air, and now Nana has started the grab animation. Pikachu is in hit stun, a second grab occurs. Now during this time, another like a forward throw happens because this is near the edge, and then he's buffering the Popo to move forward and grab right as the release happens. The grab animation starts. Just as Nana is released, the grab occurs again. And this just kind of happens one more time, except they end up messing up the little punish. And the input of that little punish is kind of the same thing, where like you do the down throw, and then you input the C stick, or forward throw, excuse me, the forward smash, to hopefully come out right as Pikachu is in the animation, but it was just a little slow and ends up missing. So hope that answers the question. It's hard because of the weight, and it occurs after the bounce.